Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wealth Wednesday, Generational Wealth Wednesdays with your guy, the Crypto Siege. Let's get into it today. Yeah, I'm going to share some stuff today from what I had a conversation with the tax and the state attorney. Going to talk a little bit about that. Discuss a little bit about the difference between, kind of a tax attorney and CPA, because a lot of times I think there can be some confusion with that. So we're going to discuss that as well. So guys, listen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Wealth Wednesdays. If you guys don't follow me already on Twitter, you can go to crypto_siege to follow me on Twitter. And of course on YouTube, it's you can follow me at Crypto Siege, one word. And Siege is C-E-E-J, Crypto Siege. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So Crypto Siege on YouTube, and do me a favor, guys. You go to Facebook and follow the Crypto Siege on Facebook, and give me a like. That would be a follow. That would be awesome. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, what's going on, Michael? Good to see you tonight on Wealth Wednesday. Yeah, really interesting conversation today with an estate attorney, which I thought was really cool and eye-opening. In a lot of ways. Now, listen, this was not the in-depth interview that's going to take place on Tuesday. In fact, let's see something here. Hold on. Let's see something here. Let's do this. Let me do it 1 second. Okay, good. I'm just going to set that right now. He sent me his calendar. Let's do 1 p.m. EST. There it is. Perfect. So yeah, so that is done. Yeah. Excited about that. What's going on, my fam? What's going on, fam? YouTube biggest douche Siege. What's up, man? I've got a couple questions. Awesome. Looking forward to those. The dude is in the building. Hey, how you doing, brother? Outstanding. The dude, good to see you tonight on Wealth Wednesday. Yep. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that, the estate attorney and the conversation that we had. Looking forward to the Zoom that we're going to have this Tuesday coming up. So we're going to kind of go in depth, right? Get to ask the right questions. What good 10 great questions to ask in the state attorney, right? If you will. We're going to go through those. Obviously, he's going to talk his price, what he'd like, and start that vetting process, see what that looks like, make sure that we're on the same page. So that's going to be cool, because that is one of the more important things. So one of the most important things is not in just putting together the team. First of all, is certainly understanding that you want to put a team together, a wealth team together, your wealth team together. The challenge, I don't want to say it's a challenge, but the goal is going to be, okay, you got your estate attorney, and maybe he's a tax attorney as well, maybe not, but state attorney, tax attorney. You got yourself a financial planner or RIA, right? Fiduciary of some sort, right? You got your insurance people together. What is that going to look like? And you want to have them all together on the same page, hoping for you to kind of put together the same goal. I had another conversation earlier today with a guy who is part of a team. They call it a family office, and or an accredited network, if you will. And had a good conversation about that. So that gave me a good idea of what they're looking for. What does it take? It's interesting. What does it cost to put together a team? Now, what they're doing is They have a team so they have a guy who primarily hangs out on YouTube, does videos, right? He does value, he adds value, right? He's constantly adding value, sharing his knowledge, right? Give, 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 give. Has a team, right? Just like Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. And then he has a team, and he helps you along on different stuff. And then he says, hey, if you want to have a team, this is kind of where you need to be. This is what you're gonna have. And so, I got a chance to check out the prices and see what that would look like. What is, the access, what's that goal of that team? And I liked it. I like the concept. I like the team. It's an interesting thing. I don't, I've never had put a team together before. So it's kind of interesting to see the price, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars up front. And then, to retain them is a few $100s every single month, right? And so, right, that's just the thing that you want to know, kind of where you want to be. You want to kind of get an idea what that looks like. My thing is going to be, it's a made for you team, right? So it's not a whole lot of say in the team, right? Not a whole lot of say in the team. So it's ready made for you. Are you good with that? Does that work well for you? Now, the good thing about it is they are already conditioned and in a habit of working together as a team per client, right? So the team together, they come together. Okay, here's Mr. and Mrs. John and Jane Doe. This is what we're doing. This is the best things. And so they're working with that client, and so that they work as a team on each client. Now, the difference is you didn't get to pick the team, right? You didn't get to pick the wealth advisor. You didn't get to pick the RIA. You didn't get to do it yourself. And maybe some people like that idea of having that done for them already, right? Maybe trusting the guy who brings that team to them and letting them have a team. But yeah, so be prepared. I was talking to Miss Crypto Season. I said, yeah, that's like, having a team on retainer. That's what that is. And when you think about a relationship with a team like that, how long would it last? And would you have felt you got your money from that ready-made team, right? That type of thing. And so my advice would be, before you would dish out that kind of cash, can you tell me about the RIA and the experience that they have? Can you tell me about the tax attorney? Okay, can you tell me about the estate attorney, the tax attorney? What's his background, right? And kind of go from there. Where what's the value add, and you kind of factor in, well, is that good? Is that bad? How long? And once you pay the upfront cash, it's just on a monthly basis, a few dollars a month, a few $100s a month. That's personally sounds like a good deal, personally. But again, I've never put a team together, so I wouldn't know what that looks like. What I would probably do is, if I have a friend, a family member, that is one of them in a law firm, right? Like, what does it, and kind of dish that price out and say, look, I have access to a RIA, and or financial planner. I have access now to a tax attorney, an estate attorney, life insurance person. So I'm getting access to 5 to 7 people for this amount of cash. This is my team. This is my wealth team, right? To help me grow, right? All of that, whether I have a business or not, grow, and like a family office, and because having a state attorney, it might cost you $1,000 just for the estate attorney, right? You never know. And so I'm gonna find out on Tuesday what does that look like. And we're not talking the will, right? Not talking about the general will stuff, right? We're talking an estate attorney, right? Like, for example, this particular attorney does the one I talked to today. Trust and tax planning. So trust and tax planning, asset protection, business succession, estate and trust administration, estate and trust litigation, and prenuptial and post-nuptial agreements. That's a ton of stuff, right? That's a ton of stuff. So that's kind of the deal there. So what's going on, Ed Saavedra? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Elizabeth is in the building. Hey, y'all. What's up, miss? How are you, Elizabeth? Cookie Month's in the building. What's going on? Where Mullet is back. You finished? Okay, awesome. I'll ask you some questions later. Yeah, so, and that reminds me, yeah, my daughter's checking in, let me know where she is in progress in one of her books, one of our wealth books, about the high value cash, right? So I'm like, yeah, let me know when you get to this chapter so I can ask you some questions. So starting them out with that is important. We're going to talk that as well. Are you preparing your family? How are you preparing your family for, you know, for wealth thinking, wealth generation, family banking? You know, are you guys, how are you doing that? What does that look like? All right, so I got some questions here from YouTube's biggest douche. Let's get into those as well. DC Precise is here. What's going on, DC Precise? TJ Jackson is here. XRP Lava, what's up, my friend? When Mullet, good to see you tonight, brother. Ed, is good to see you in the stream, my friend. Ant Hill is in the building. What's up, my XRP family? Elizabeth, I said hey to Cookie. Good to see y'all tonight. Yeah, so Wealth Wednesdays. Oh man, why does that say fro? Why does that say fro talking? Let me change that. Let's save that. There's the save. Cool. I like that you can do that. If you make a mistake, you can just hit edit video and you can change it and come back. What's going on, Legendary? Good to see you in the stream tonight, my friend. That's funny. All right, so let's go over these from YouTube. Why does Ripple benefit from leaving XRP on exchanges? Benefit from leaving XRP on exchanges available to the public, other than it funds them for their business. I had seen where they have to have it for sale for certain reasons. Well, it's stupid, right? So that's essentially is the market makers, is exchanges act as market makers. And so Ripple getting the XRP to them is to continue to provide liquidity, right? Because those are certain exchanges and they're selected by Ripple. They act as market makers to continue the liquidity and provide liquidity in the market. Second question is, if XRP does get utilized in a huge, when XRP gets utilized in a huge way, it's already being utilized in a huge way right now, right? How do you think the process will happen? You think XRP will be removed from public access before the word is put out? Remove from public access, are you suggesting that XRP will no longer be made available to purchase from the public? That I would say is, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, but it would not at all surprise me. And so in terms of XRP being utilized in a huge way, I think that's already happening with MoneyGram, and I know it's already happening with Bitso. I mean, you saw those numbers today? 58,000% increase year over year is massive, right? What was it? 310,000 in US dollars to $183 million in remittances. That is huge, using ODL and using XRP. So that is crazy. But in terms of no longer, if that's what you mean, no longer be, in other words, the average Joe and Jane is no longer going to be able to purchase it, it wouldn't surprise me, because it wasn't meant for us to have. And to this day, I feel as though that is still a $64 trillion question that no one has been able to answer to my satisfaction, is why are we able to hold it? Why are we able to access and purchase this? That is huge. I appreciate the answers, man. You're welcome, brother. Yeah, so it's market making. It's a huge part of the whole deal. And Ripple has made, right, they don't hide that. This is their part of their ecosystem, making the market makers and the market takers and available in the space. They may be incentivized to do so, whether it be discounted XRP or whatever that would look like, but they want to keep that liquidity machine going without question, right? That is for sure. So yeah, guys, I had a talk today with an estate attorney, right? Resume says tax and estate attorney, right? And so, you know, we're talking and, you know, kind of, you know, a little bit back and forth, and then, you know, kind of get to the nitty gritty. And this is just the, you know, the intro to the intro into the interview, really, right? Because the interview is going to take place on Tuesday on the Zoom. We're going to talk, but so I'm wanting to get a feel for his mindset, his attitude towards wealth generation, right? What does that look like for you? Is that something that, what does it look like for you? Do you think it's cool to do this with the wealth, do that with the wealth? Look, do you want to set up trust? Do you feel like family members should be have power of attorneys? You know, these type of things. Well, tell me what you think and what your thinking is. And so thus far, our thinking has really lined up really well. I told them about Wealth Wednesdays and how awesome the family is here. I told them what we do on Generational Wealth Wednesdays, you know, and we talk wealth strategies. And yeah, he was really excited about that. And, you know, kind of told him, you know, that we read, you know, Strangers in Paradise and by Jason Grubman, and what that looked like. And, you know, how we discussed the wealth and sudden wealth and how you handle and deal with that. And that's actually, he said, man, you are years and years and years ahead of most people. They come to him, he said, they come to him completely unprepared, and not unprepared in, you know, giving information, right? Because they asked a bunch of questions, but unprepared in the mindset of what's necessary for generational estate planning and in generational wealth. You know what I mean? So what number or price do you think XRP would become too expensive for the average person? Become too expensive? That would depend on, well, I would say it's closer to $50 to $100 than 20, only because I think there are people in this space that got in the space and they've seen Ethereum at $100 and $80, and I know there are people buying Ethereum now at $200. So I'm going to say $50 to $100 is kind of going to be that cutoff. Probably will be $50. Bro, I appreciate that. Bro says, see, he's got my recorder out tonight. Ain't trying to miss anything, bro. Right. So you know, so that was one of the things that was important. I wanted to kind of get a feel for what his thing is, right? I mean, he's got a family, right? I'm sure he's looking to put estate planning in for his family, right? So, and I think that's important. I talked to a very, very prominent attorney he's the counsel for this prominent law firm, been around for hundreds of years. And this guy who I talked to today actually did the estate planning for that guy. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So yes, 1 million, if that's correct. YouTube biggest douche. Yep, that's correct. So finding out, I want to get a feel for what he thinks. And one of the things that he said is, he doesn't do 20-year out plans. He does, he'll do like a 5-year plan. And I thought that was very, very smart to do it like in 5-year increments, because so many things change, right? Things can change, right? Where you are today, which also leads to, right? You start today. Like a lot of people, they hear estate planning and they think, well, I have to have millions first, right? Before I actually even go out and sit with one, talk with one. And that's actually the wrong way to do it. You want to do that now with where you are and what you have now. You know what I mean? Because there's like 3 things, right? There is, so it's more than, obviously it's not just a will. So it's a financial power of attorney, health power of attorney, living trust, and depending upon your state, you have to deal with the probate. Talked about revocable trust as well, but it's 3 initial ones: is the will, financial power of attorney, and healthcare power of attorney. Right, that's kind of like the 3 basics things that you put into place. Because there's some tough decisions that got to be made, and you want to kind of have that down. Who's going to be that person that's going to make these decisions if you can't make them? So those are kind of the 3 basics, and then you add on from there. And quite honestly, that's when it gets pricey, right? That's when things can begin to get pricey, when you start adding other things on there. So I do like the idea that he does it in 5-year increments. He sets this out for 5 years, and then let's get together in 5 years. But technically, you should probably be reaching out every 3 to 5 years, and kind of having conversations, giving updates, checking in with one another, and see what that looks like. But I wanted to share with you guys, right, that had a conversation, been making these calls, because now is the time to really get that stuff prepared and get it, get a feel for what that looks like, right? So what do you guys think about? You got a ready-made wealth team for you, and their mode of operation every single day is working together as a team, if you will. What do you guys think about that? And what do you think about the price to do it? So here's the thing: would you want to put your own team together, or would you like to save some time and maybe hassle and trust the team that's already put together? What would you do? Well, the idea of YouTube is that they wanted to provide it to 7.3 billion people. They wanted it to be available to every single person on the globe, right? So 7.3 billion people. That was the goal, right? And I shared on the channel the other day that I thought it was interesting in that interview. Chris Lawson was being asked about the lawsuit, and he said, well, what I really think is more important is this, right? And he said, XRP, initially, it's cross-border payments and solving the need there, but long term, it's about putting together a digital asset that can be the global currency for the world. This is his words: the global currency for the world in all kinds of use cases. Now, he didn't say, He said XRP, global currency for the world and all kinds of use cases. This is what this guy said when he was asked about a lawsuit and XRP being the security. That's where he went. He went there. He said, he said cross-border thing, that's our initial thing. But long term, we're talking a digital asset that the world, right, that the world will look at or use as a global currency for all kinds of use cases. What? That's a pretty powerful statement. So you see what I'm saying? This dude said world, he said global currency, and he said for all kinds of use cases. That's the goal for XRP, a digital asset for the world that, that acts as a global currency for all kinds of use cases. He said that was the long-term goal. Like not hiding it, not. Who else says that? Like, who says that? With Mullet, I agree. I think it's more cost effective and to go with because that's what I said that to Miss Crypto Siege. I said, and when I think about it, I don't know, but when I think about it, I think that's a better deal, right? And trust me, it was thousands and 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 thousands up front. And then you paid, a couple $300, $300, $297. I love it when they do that every single month, right? And I think the part I like about that, having that team put together, is because they're accustomed to, the goal is, hey, we're gonna work together on Mr. and Mrs. John Doe's. We're working together. We're talking amongst each other. Okay, this person knows what this person is, right? Instead of being siloed a lot of times, right? You get them siloed, and they're only looking at you from their thing, not having talked to this person over here. So I do like that. Lucky Bob J. What's going on, Lucky Bob? Good to see you in the stream, bro. XRP Carolina's in the building. Hello, brother. Sorry I'm late. That's all good, dude. Good to see you, XRP Carolina. XRP Lava says Forex, says real estate, says derivatives. Yeah, it's all the money. It's all the money. It is all the money. And it's a really, really cool place to be. It's humbling. And I did get a chance to watch both blockchain backers and DIY investing's video. And yeah, they are both massively bullish. Blockchain backers, like, about $11 and then about $96. Interesting. Yeah. And I do like it in the blockchain backers video where he revised his sell points. He gave great explanations for why, and he talked about the correlations between Bitcoin with capitulation and all-time highs and how XRP responded in both those scenarios. It was really nicely done. Then of course he does the measuring with the Fibonacci's. That's his thing, DIY investing did this fractals thing, and he did the silver thing. Both of them are very positive news. But the challenge, I really do believe, is going to be when Bitcoin's doing its all-time high and coins are following, but XRP is going sideways. And the challenge is going to be going sideways at what point? That time frame of those sideways, And at what dollar price is going to be a challenge, because you're going to see BTC, like he gave one example, BTC went over 1,000% increase during that time frame. And during the time frame that Bitcoin was doing 1,000% gains, here's XRP, which is, it was doing a sideways thing. That's a challenge. Are you going to get through that sideways? Maybe even by a little bit of a dip, a little bit, back, a little bit of a dip, not doing much. And how long is that going to be? Is that going to be a week? Is that going to be a month? Are they going to be 2 weeks? Is that going to be 2 months? Bitcoin's doing this thing. It's in the news. People are talking. People are excited. They're pumped up. They're talking smack about XRP. What are you going to do then? That is going to be the challenge, my friend. And one of the greatest fears, and I know it's going to happen, is people are going to sell some of their XRP and they're going to try to catch some other kind of altcoin that's kind of going up. Saying I can catch this one for 20 something cents. It's 30 something cent over the last 10 days. Percentage gains has been 30% gain. I'm going to get this thing before it gets to 100%. That's going to be the challenge. Unless you have them already, right? You have them already before BTC has done this thing, then you can be in good shape, because XRP just does its own thing, and you got to be able to weather that storm, right? Or be in a position, right? We got all these stuff that was on the down low. Again, what's wrong with the 3X and the 5Xs? What's wrong with those while you're waiting for XRP to do its thing? What's wrong with the 3X, the 5Xs, and the 10Xs? Why are you waiting for XRP to do its thing? That's the thing. And maybe not even 3X and 5X, 10Xs, right? Right. So there's going to be some 10Xs, right? But not 20,000%, right? 15,000%. Is it stupid to buy $80, $80 BTC and hope it goes up some, and then turn in XRP? No, I do that all the time. XRP Lava. I'll do 200, 500, 1,000 of BTC, and I let it do its stuff. I take the gains, make 100 to 400 bucks, 100 to 500 bucks on the BTC run up, and then I buy XRP with it. I used to do that. Now I don't. I'm not purchasing any more XRP. I might make one purchase, get around. I may make one more purchase of XRP just to have like one cash out. If I can, I'm trying to look up, instead of doing 2 cash outs to be, and then no more cash outs, what if I make one more purchase where I can do 3 cash outs and no more? You know what I mean? So I can stay at that. I want to have a minimum that I don't want to go under. And so that's, that may take me having to make 1 or 2 more purchases of XRP. So I don't go under that limit, because I want to stay at this round number. Charlie G is in the building. What's up, Charlie G? So guys, that was kind of the conversation again with the estate attorney. I thought it was huge. And, I think it's a good deal. So thousands of dollars, you got to pay that up front for that wealth team, right? And it's like now your family office, right? It's your wealth team. You pay that up front, and then you pay, $300 a month. Probably some more questions you should probably ask. Well, tell me about the RIA and his background. Well, that type of thing. So just to let you know how that looks. And then Tuesday coming up, I got a Zoom interview with an estate attorney, right? So that he's with a prestigious law firm, right? Offices all over the country and the world, right? And we're gonna find out okay. Sorry, tell me what does it cost us? What does it look like to get started with you? Yes, thank you. Right, what does it cost to get started with you? What does that look like, right? So after I ask some questions like, for example, is your primary focus on estate planning? And you really want that answer to be yes. So how long have you been practicing? Do you actually execute the plan? Do you conduct periodic reviews? Just kind of answered that. What is your estate tax experience? I already know that, but I will ask it anyway. How can I best manage estate taxes, right? Can you help me create a comprehensive estate plan that includes wills, trust, and life insurance? Bing, 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 bing. That's going to be my, I'm going to probably 5-star that question, because that question is massive and it's hugely important for us. So. Yeah, and that's been, people do that all the time, XRP Lava. They do it all the time with BTC. They take the run-ups. They just go back and forth between BTC and XRP all the time. All the time. Like I could cash out my BTC now and take the gains and just buy more XRP. In fact, I probably will just do that. I will just buy XRP with the BTC where it is now. And in fact, I need to look at that and see how much XRP I can get with that. Anybody know how much XRP, how much BTC you need for 4,000 XRP right now? I know you guys are smart. I know. Like, how much does it cost for 4,000 XRP? What would that cost? So that was the conversation there. So the tax attorney thing is it's like you want to counsel with a tax attorney, but essentially there's a difference between getting advice from a tax attorney and having to need an attorney. Most people need the CPAs first, right? That's kind of what you need. It's hard to find a tax attorney who does accounting, right? Who does taxes, right? It's hard to find that combination. Very, very rare. Most people just need a good CPA that it knows a lot about the tax laws. Like, he's up to date on the different tax laws, who knows something about putting what LLCs look like, who knows about the advantage of an LLC, whether you do an S Corp or C Corp, right? Who knows about sole proprietorship in single member LLCs or multi-members. That's a good CPA that knows a lot. XRP Gal is in the building. What's going on, miss? Good to see you. Good to see you. So that was my conversation with the estate attorney. Guys, I recommend that you have these conversations, that you start this stuff now and get a feel for what that looks like, right? To get a really good feel for what it looks like. So you can begin to formulate a plan, right? Even with the guy, with the one of the dudes from the wealth team from the family office, when I talk with them, $880. Okay. Cool. About $880. Okay. I'm cash out that BTC, and this way I can take a little bit of the fiat dollars, add it to that, and just get some 0.092. How much BTC I got right now? I have been earning some BTC weekly. On my Celsius network app. It's really a cool deal to be able to do that. Thank you guys, man. One mullet, XRP Carolina, you guys, champions, man. I appreciate you big time. So that was an interesting conversation with two guys, right? So this whole week it's been phone calls, conversations with the professionals in their respective fields, getting a feel for what that looks like and how they can best serve, right, the family. So my next appointment is not until the 12th, which seems like forever away. Seems like forever away, and I really want to have another conversation. So I'm going to have to reach out again to someone. Is Crypto Don Juan in the building? Oh, there he is. Crypto Don Juan, what's good, bro? Okay. Okay, there it is right there. All right. A math, I know. I know, XRP Carolina, seriously. So what's good? What's good with you, XRP, Crypto Don Juan, I should say. Good to see you on the stream tonight, man. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I mean, the TD Ameritrade account has been inactive for a while. I got out of that market, man. Yep. Yeah. And it's so hard to put money in there. It's such a pain in the neck. What app do you guys use? You want to go buy a stock? You want them to do it right away? Is it Robinhood? Is it Robinhood? Is that still around? Just want to buy a stock? You want to have it taken out of your bank account? But they allow you to purchase it right then and there. How does that work? Which ones do you guys use? Anybody? I know Robinhood's a real popular one. But listen, Jay Fretless says, we bowling. Well, and here's the thing, the market is definitely going to do what it's going to do. The question is like, are you prepared? So guys, I encourage you guys to definitely look into that. Right. You want to put into Google, what do I, Cam Will the Great, 0.094 BTC equals 4,035. Nice. But this is exactly what I want to get to, 4,035. Jay Fretless. Oh, you're saying Webull. They will front you a percentage of the deposit? I've never heard of Webull. Webull. Is that an app? Oh, I've heard really bad things about Robinhood. Yep. Me too. Yeah, they don't even have a phone number if you have problems. That's not a good look. The good old E-Trades and T-Day Ameritrades, I get it. Some fees, but they got a customer service, right? You can call, I wish they had TD Ameritrade had a, just a straight access instead of having to wait for this declare and that declare before you can do this and that. Oh, such a pain. Life is good right now, right? And so that's something that you want to look at. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what I've been doing, what I've been up to. So talk with someone in a wealth advisors team. That was a nice conversation. Talk with an estate attorney. Had another conversation with the head counsel, lead counsel for one of the most prestigious law firms in America. Right? Asking questions, telling them where we are, what we're doing, what that looks like, right? Right. Getting comfortable with those conversations. And I guess that's the phrase, is that you want to get comfortable with those conversations. You want to get comfortable with those conversations. And because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to ask the right questions. And you know what I mean? It can lead to some trouble, especially when you're looking to take someone on, if they don't know your situation, right? Because you're uncomfortable and you're not forthright, then they don't help you the right way, right? Because you'll leave some stuff out that if they would have known, they would have been able to help you correctly, right? Correctly counsel you, right? Correctly give advice. But you have to be comfortable. You have to be really, really comfortable in sharing, right? Oh, really, Jay Fretless? Okay, yeah. After he says, yeah, and after the Robin Hood incidents, I went with Weeble. Okay. Cam, oh, you use a calculator? There you go, bro. Cam Will the Great. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Jay Fretless, free stock to sign up and deposit, trade options on margin, no fees, not a sales pitch, just info. Cool. Street Smart Edge by Schwab. Okay, XRP gal. Yep, get the Schwab thing. I never heard of Street Smart Edge, but that's good. Yeah, was using Fidelity, but they didn't have some indicators I use. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've been very accustomed to using TD Ameritrade. Um, and I was doing option trading there and a little bit of stock purchases, but mainly option trading. And it's great. They're great. They really are great. Uh, I'm just, I don't, I'm not a fan of, this whole ACH and waiting for stuff to clear days. It seems as though it has gotten quicker. It used to be 4 or 5 days. It feels like it's really 2 days now, you know? And if you want to trade some things, you have to have 25,000 in an account or you are restricted to the amount of trades you can do. Yeah. Yeah. Does that? That Schwab? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with Fidelity Digital Assets and that site and what they're going to look to do there. That's going to be interesting to see how they do and what they do there. Right. So yeah, another conversation I wanted to have with you guys. Are you guys preparing your family, significant others, children for the wealth that is, inevitable? Are you preparing them? Like I have, uh, my daughter is reading the book by Jake Thompson. That my um, my daughter is reading Money, Wealth, Life Insurance by Jake Thompson. Right. Miss Crypto Siege read that book and she's basically through the 702 from Palm Beach Research Group by Tom Dyson, right? How are you preparing your family when Mullah says, nope, I'm just going to disappear, LOL, right? Right. How are you going to prepare your family? You got to prepare them also, right? Got to get them to kind of understand what it is that you're looking to do also, because it's a family bank, right? And in this wealth, you got to prepare them. And one good thing that he said, there's a state attorney said that resonated with me as well, as he's like, I'm not into the setting, having people come in and having them children's just set up and just giving them cash. I was like, whoa, perfect, right? Because some estate planners they're gonna just kind of take your money and they're gonna set everything up, and they're good with just kind of getting the money, whatever. And that's cool if that's what you want to do. But if you're not of that same mindset, do you want to be with the attorney, estate attorney? In my opinion, I want to be with an attorney that feels kind of the same way. So we're kind of step in step, we're walking, hand in hand, if you will, right? So tell me about this trust and how I can set it up, and it's parameters for for the family to get access to it based upon, right? That's what I want. I don't want to just, okay, I'm gone, and this person gets this amount of money and this person gets that amount of money and this is another and this one gets my this, and nah, not with the cash anyway. Maybe with the stuff, but not with the cash. So that was really cool to see that he thought that way as well. So the deal is, are you preparing your family? right? In other words, if you read with us, if you read Strangers in Paradise with Jason Grubman, right? Great read. Sahar Sound, I think, was the guy who actually recommended that. No, Sonny Palmer. I haven't seen Sonny in a while. Is your family reading it? Did your family read it? Do they understand what high net worth individuals look like? And what is ultra high net worth? What does that look like, sound like? What are the numbers, right? Are they familiar with it, right? Are they like just like you? Was it a revelation for you? You got to get them to think that same thing too, and kind of getting prepared for that as well. Yeah, exactly, Jay Fretley. That's the thing that we don't want, Jay Fretless. Yeah, it would be a tragedy for you to build a pile of wealth and it not last past your kids. It would be massive. It will be massive. Link to be book in the description. Yes. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So we did put a link to in the description on one of the Wealth Wednesdays uh, for the books that we've been reading and recommend as well. But yeah, that's a major tragedy to put this wealth together, not be able to create generational wealth, to see it gone in one generation. Not cool. Not cool. You know, which is why I'm so hugely excited about the overfunded life insurance, high cash value life insurance, and how that works. So that's why I'm so hugely excited about it, because it's just a gem of a way to do that. And that's just one way, right? Just one way. So I love it. Extra got crypto pattern day trade accounts limit you to 4 trades in a 5-day period if your count is under 20. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Yep, that's definitely not going to work. That's so pattern day trade. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, option selling for me. I only did one round of it. Like I only did a stint for uh, a year maybe, and it's a lot to it, without question. I broke even, which I guess is not bad, but I bought Charlie's Bags is in the building. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, so I might be able to make that purchase today, get that XRP now, and take advantage of that. So, guys, conversations, don't hesitate to have these conversations with a tax attorney, an estate attorney, right? Reach out, start looking into the private investment bankers. And I think that was another part of that team as well. When Mullet I believe it was an investment banker as well, private banker on team as well. So, which would make it even more worth the thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, way too much stuff. Yeah. You know, so that's what it is, guys. And I wanted to share that a little bit with you. Um, really, really, it was a really interesting talk. And again, you want to get comfortable having those conversations. Get comfortable having those conversations. It's funny because I got my questions all lined up for this estate attorney. You know what I mean? And you know, and sometimes you got to be willing to quote unquote get naked, if you will, right? Earlier today, conversation with the guy from the wealth team, got to kind of get naked. What's this look like? What's this like? What's this account look like? How much cash flow you got? You got to do all that, right? Credit scores. You got to be willing to get naked, right? For the bigger picture, right? Full disclosure, right? You gotta be willing to do that if you want the help. If you want to be helped correctly, right? That's really the key. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream today. Thank you for hanging out so much for Wealth Wednesday, Generational Wealth Wednesdays. Yeah, and so the link to the books is already, it should be in every stream now because I think I put it in there for every stream. So let me make sure, is that right? I'll make sure I put that in there. I thought I put it in somewhere. Find the long version. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. So we'll make sure we get that to you guys for sure. Jason Grubman's book, Strangers in Paradise, great book. Garrett Gunderson, 2 great books. Killing Sacred Cows and What Would the Rockefellers Do? Really good one. Really good one. Garrett Gunderson, G-A-R-E. 2 R's and 2 T's for Garrett, and Gunderson. So What Would the Rockefellers Do? And Killing Sacred Cows. So yeah, I have to set up that link here in this thing. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out Wealth Wednesdays. It's been a really, really cool hang as usual. I hope this helped. I hope that added some value. Again, don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid to have those conversations, to reach out and begin that process of putting your wealth team together. If a team already made together something that interests you, let me know. I can hook you up with someone. They can kind of get you together and see if you're ready to do that at this point in your life. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all my streams and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.